Hey, what's up everyone? It's been a while since I've done a My Daily, and that's an episode where I focus on some of my friends and just some local car enthusiasts. And today we're going to visit my friend David Chaffin, who has one of the most impressive Impreza builds. Got Paris here with me. He's going to give me a hand. And my battery's dead. Damn.
We love that.
Don't we? All right, let's throw a little booster on this. So it's obvious it's been a while since I've driven the bucket that I have to boost the battery, but it happens to the best of us. All right, let's try that again. There she is. Sorry, David, I'm a little late. Now it's time for an episode of My Daily. All right, we're pulling up to meet David here at the little park and ride. Damn, that car is beautiful. Look, I'm sure he gets stopped everywhere he goes. I'm not gonna turn my car off because it probably won't restart.
Yeah.
What do you got underneath?
Japanese 2-liter STI.
Holy
How's it going, Bucky?
What's up?
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Yours too.
I'm sure this
My
guy,
body and everything.
he can't go anywhere without someone stopping him. Look at that.
Well, I had one. I bought one in 2001.
yeah.
When I first started,
Yeah.
you know, I had a silver one a long time ago. Spectacular. Wow, I love seeing this. Awesome. Made my day, dude. Made my day. Two of them. Spectacular.
So I was a little late getting here because I went to start my car and it was just all so I had to jump start it.
You got the little bitty battery?
I got a little bitty
I
battery.
was thinking about doing that, but then I'm like,
But I have it on a trickle charge and I took it off, but I think the battery has been sitting too long without a trickle on it, and
Yeah.
I think it just spent it. And it's not the anti-gravity, it's the Odyssey small battery.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I might need to upgrade to the anti-gravity battery maybe.
Couldn't hurt.
All right, David's gonna follow us. I'm here with my good friend David Chaffin for today's episode of My Daily, and we're going to talk to David a little bit about his project car that he has here, which is a 96 GC Impreza L. Is that what it started out as?
Started as a base model Impreza L. It's all about that base.
Yeah, it's all about that base. No sunroof. We wanted bare minimal. And what David has done with this car is truly unbelievable because he's done it all 99.9% himself.
Yep. I'll strip the car down to a bare shell, did all the welding, did all the body kit, fabrication to install the body kit, the whole swap. Basically the only thing I didn't do was paint, and I didn't do my wiring harness merge because iWire's the best at that, so why wouldn't you go there?
That.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you don't want to mess with is the wiring harness. David, why don't you walk us around and give us a little detailed look at your car?
So the body kit that's on the car, everyone always asks me, it's a Aerosim Research full carbon kit. So that's front bumpers, rear quarters, side skirts, and fenders, and they're all full carbon. It's a 40 millimeter overstock. I think Bucky, your car's a 60, right?
Yeah, mine's a 60.
A little bit narrower, but
right. And then as far as this goes, it's right here.
it actually goes up to like here.
Oh, so yours goes all the way up
all the
to
way
there.
to the C-pillar, and then all the way to the tail lights.
And does it go to the seat?
To the trunk seam, yeah. And then all the way up to the front door seam. So this is like basically a whole carbon panel there.
Okay, all right. I gotta say, the World Rally Blue is freaking unbelievable. It's the color how deep it is. You were talking about maybe doing a wrap, like doing the logos on it.
I was thinking about doing the WRC graphics.
I'm trying to talk about it.
I like it, but like you said, everybody kind of does
We talked about what I think you should do.
Yeah, I'll have to do some Photoshops on that and see what it looks like.
Yeah. I just think that every time I see one of these cars in World Rally Blue, it has the yellow decals on it. And I feel like, I know it's like period, era correct and everything, but when I see your car, it truly stands out to me. And it's basically because of how deep the color is. It's not broken up by the yellow stickers. It's just a beautiful car. Like, I've seen so many of these cars, and when I first saw your car at that show, like before I even built my car.
Yeah, I think it was still green and just the...
Yeah, like I literally loved your car. Between you and Jordan Shaw from Six Over Crest.
Right, right.
Both of your guys' cars were both like embedded in my head as like kind of like goals, you know what I mean?
Like the benchmark, I guess
the
you could say.
benchmark, yeah, definitely the benchmark. And you have the 22B rear wing.
Yep, that's a Bake Mono replica, but his replica, the 22B wing, is pretty legit because he actually molded it off of an OEM 22B spoiler. So it's got the third brake light trim, it's adjustable. A lot of the other replicas, it's either missing one of those two parts.
Yeah. Yeah, Trey does amazing work.
Yeah, he does. One of the cool things, a lot of people don't know this, that the actual 22B spoiler uses the brake light off of the RS Coupe spoiler. So it's bolted in there, yeah, underneath the little cover.
So that is the same brake light?
It's the same brake light, yeah.
I would imagine Subaru doesn't stray as far as like trying to salvage parts from other cars.
Oh, they love rating the parts bin if you can, and I mean, why not?
One thing I want to point out about David's car is the fact that a lot of people who do this body kit, they don't really go to the extent of actually making the gas cap work. They usually just kind of leave it in the body work and it's just floating in there, and then you open up this door or whatever and it's just like a hole of... But what David has done here, he used, what gas cap is this?
This is it's basically off an airplane. A lot of airplanes will use it for the wing tanks, and it's essentially that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like I can show you inside here. It's also locking so people don't steal the cap, because they will if you leave it. So basically, I had to machine the stock filler neck to mate up to that aircraft filler, and so the distance is actually the same as an OEM one, and so the little flap in there works just like factory, and the car fills up nice. It's not turning off on you every 5 seconds. I know a lot of people have that problem.
This is the beautiful small details that when you see a car like this that I appreciate.
Yeah, if you were to have a shop do the car, they wouldn't.
No.
They don't make any money if they take too long to do the car, so they're trying to just get it done, and it's all those little details that kind of add up. And when you do it yourself, you can put in the time because you're like, well, this is my car, I care, I want to make it perfect.
Yeah, judging by his looks, you wouldn't believe that he's actually smarter than he looks. I mean, so I noticed you have the S201 mirrors.
Yeah, that's another Bake Mono part from Trey.
Yes, another Bakemano.
Yes.
And the roof scoop. What do we have there?
So that is, I believe it's a replica of the WRC scoop, and then underneath it there's the Type RA roof vent, which is an OEM Subaru part.
Okay.
The thing on top of it, I'm like, I had to actually cut it because it sits like this high from them, and it looked off, so I had to cut it and do brackets, and it looks better now. I like it a lot better.
So more fabrication work by the man himself here. So
one cool thing too is my background's in business management, and my job now I do metal fabrication, and so this car actually got me the job. My wife was like, oh, here, just do a portfolio and take it in and see, and they were like, yeah, you're hired. So basically this car got me the job that I'm at now. So
dude, that's amazing. Cool. And that's another thing we'll touch on. He's actually kind of experimenting in his own little carbon fiber work now, and I may be getting a couple parts from him to put on the bucket.
Yeah. So I'm actually moved over to the composites department. I'm always trying to learn new things and new skills, and the carbon fiber, just how to make the parts, is just really interesting to me. So I had the opportunity to learn, so I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So.
It's so tedious. It's so, like, the amount of work it takes to build a mold is, I don't think people realize the hours that goes into it, the prep work.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, how's your hands?
They're a little bit rough, but you know,
Yeah.
I work with them every day, so.
Yeah, working with the chemicals does it for me. You did some stuff with the brakes. These brakes don't look stock.
Those are not stock brakes. Those brakes were actually off of Porsche Cayenne S, which is the SUV. They're a 6-piston, and the rotor is 350 by 32, so it's a pretty decent sized rotor. Obviously, those brakes don't just bolt onto the car, so I had to make custom brackets and actually machine the caliper to fit and figure out. I had to find a rotor that fit too, because
That's crazy.
the rotor's actually off from SUV, so got German brakes all around, I guess.
So it's not just go to Napa and buy a rotor for this car.
No. And one of the
Unfortunately.
things too is, since I do a lot of track with the car, I wanted a brake kit that had consumables that weren't super expensive. So finding off-the-shelf parts was kind of a big thing that I needed to do. That was one of the. It's not just, oh, just slap a big brake kit on it and call it a day. It's like, well, I want to be able to go to the store and buy a rotor rather than have to. I got to get a custom one with the 2-piece. I mean, 2-piece would be nice, but if you're burning through rotors, it gets expensive real quick.
Yeah. So what pads are you running?
The pads are Hawk DTC 60s, so they're a full track pad. I haven't had any fade issues on track with it. So.
And David has done numerous track days. He goes to Willow Springs. He goes to Button Willow. Any other tracks that you visit? Chuckwalla?
I've done Chuckwalla.
Yeah, Chuckwalla.
I was last year. Did the Subi Challenge, which was just a bunch of Subaru guys that kind of organized an event series just with Subarus, and it was kind of cool.
And he does pretty damn good in them too.
I actually got first place in my class last year. Unfortunately, this year didn't happen because of the pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Hopefully this 2021 will be better.
Yeah. What else do we have here? We have these hood vents.
Yuri, the Russian guy.
Oh yeah, Antonin.
Yeah. Those were kind of a pain in the butt too. I didn't want to just glue them onto the hood. I know some people, it's easier to just kind of glue it on top.
Oh wow,
so I had to trim it all the way around and do brackets to hold it onto the backside.
Yeah, now that I look at it closer, he actually trimmed the hood, outlined the hood to these vents perfectly.
That took a lot of time too. That's another one of those things where if you took it to a shop, they're not going to put that kind of time in there unless you write them a blank check, basically.
Yeah. And what motor is in this?
This has the EJ207, the version 8. It came with the twin scroll setup, but I had that for a while, and my wife actually has a version 7 in her Bug-Eye.
Which is another sick car.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
So I was able to drive them back to back and kind of compare the version 7 to the version 8. I didn't really see too much of a difference, so I decided I was going to try to get a little bit more power, do E85, and so I swapped the turbo setup for a Spec C version 7, so it's the ball bearing VF34.
Okay.
So it actually has the rumble now.
Nice.
Like, you know what? I can leave a couple of horsepower on the table just for that iconic Subaru sound.
And you have cats on this.
This one's actually catless. We're talking about animals, right?
Yeah.
Cats?
Yeah.
There was no cats in here.
No cats. No cats were harmed in this filming.
So this engine's actually California bar legal, so I was able to get that through the bar as a 2002 WRX. The version 7 through 9 Japanese motor is very similar to the 02 to 05 2-liter that we got here. So little manifold swap, and obviously you'd have cats for that, but you can get these motors through the bar process. So. Oh yeah, that's right. You have the JDM 205 in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. What they don't know won't hurt them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my swap was done when iWire was when Brian was still working out of his parents' garage, so way back when.
Yeah, that's insane. Speaking of iWire, I noticed that you have the iWire sticker and the swap number, which is, what number is that?
109. He's getting a little bit faded.
109.
I need to get their.
I was going to bring that up. They make plates now that go right here, and it would be nice and pretty right there.
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna have to do that. I need to actually stop by iWire and get a connector anyways. Here, this K&N heat shield is actually a custom one-off piece that before I was working in the composites department, I knew the manager over there, and he was able to make me one off of the stock steel one. So it saved like 3 pounds almost, which is not bad, and it looks really cool.
And it lines up nice with your van?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My wife actually got me a carbon fiber roof from Aerosim. So.
Oh, how'd you get that?
He had it just as old stock that he had. It's It was one of the parts that was, he couldn't sell it as like a perfect part. It had like a
little
small
glam or something.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I paint my carbon anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Dude, that's
So
sick.
I'm looking forward to install. Well, not so much looking forward to
Yeah.
installing it, but once it's on there, it's going to be pretty cool.
No, that's a few pounds. That's
Yeah.
probably like 10, 12 pounds. maybe?
I think it's something close to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be more if it was an RS. The RS is ridiculous with that
Mm-hmm.
sunroof. But
Suspension-wise, what do you have?
suspension, I have Öhlins DFV
Oh wow.
coils for the 05 to 07 STI. So those are inverted. I got those on special from one of the JDM importers. They were doing a coilover special, and I had to jump on those.
Nice.
And then I got white line sway bars front and rear. Pretty much every suspension bushing has been replaced.
Yeah.
Because when the car's that old, the
Short
bushings are
shifter?
shot. I'm not a fan
No?
of the short shifter,
No?
so I just got the stock throw with some bushings in there. So.
Man, there's some tents right there, David.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ah, I'll have to try it out.
There's definitely some tents there.
Um,
I have to get you in touch with Cartboy. They make my favorite one.
nice.
I've
okay.
tried pretty much every one of them, and I have Cartboy in the bucket, and
Nice.
it has that like matchy dog box feel where
Okay.
like it's engaged and it's not like sloppy. It's like
Very mechanical. I like it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
I'll have to give it a shot. It's still just the factory block, how it came from Subaru, and it's just been taking everything I throw at it.
Yeah. So no forced internals, nothing like that.
Nope.
Basically
factory 207 straight from Subaru in 2005.
So this seems to me like this would be the perfect daily.
It really could be. I mean, it's super reliable. Never has given me any problem. Starts up first time every time.
Yeah, you drive it to and from the track.
Yep.
I think the only reason you would probably not want to daily this as much is probably because of this blank space right around in here.
Yeah, in summer it's not the most fun cruising around without AC in Southern California.
Did an oil cooler up front, I see.
Yep.
Were you having any overheating issues like cooling or
No,
oil?
the car's always been just never seen the temperature gauge move. And in fact, since I don't have the AC, I actually got rid of the second fan because it never comes on. So
Okay.
I'm just running the one fan with a Mishimoto radiator, and I've never had any cooling issues sitting in traffic or at the track.
Nice. Since David's working with carbon fiber, which we're going to show you in a second, I was like, why don't you make these door sills? You have the pieces to make the mold out of. Why don't you just pop some out for me, carbon fiber, you know? Just
I think we might be able to work something out. I'll
Yeah.
have to do some work on that and see what we can do.
Yeah, I think that would be a big hit.
I'm sure you're not the only one that would like a carbon set of those. So.
Yeah. Why don't you want to show?
Oh yeah,
what
so
these-
here's some of the parts that I made. This is actually pre-preg carbon fiber. So I used the stock steel pieces that are actually in the trunk, and they cover the fuel tank and the little remote fuel sender over there.
Yeah.
And it saves a decent amount of weight. It's more like they look cool, but every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna have to get some from
yeah,
them.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to walk you around mine. You haven't seen mine since I did all the motor work.
Oh yeah, let's go check it out. So this guy right here is one of the things I want to do on my car too.
Really?
The handbrake and the
Yeah,
staging brake.
the
yeah.
fun stick?
Yeah. Super clean.
It's the only part of the car that's actually finished.
It's gone too.
All right, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of My Daily. I know I enjoyed going over David's car. It's such a beautiful car. We have these new shirts that I'm offering on BuckyLassick81.com.
Oh, there we go.
Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you want to see. Maybe even tag someone, and maybe you'll see them next time on My Daily.